Hey friends, Joe here at Geeks Worldwide, and this is the Lenovo Yoga c940. This is a 15-inch, not ultrabook, but thin and light 15-inch computer. There are some 15-inchers coming out nowadays that don't have dedicated GPUs or discrete GPUs. This one does, but it is not perfect. It's very good, but we'll walk through kind of the pros and cons. So here's the overall take on this thing, and then we'll go into the details. It's well built, it's well spec'd, but it has a fatal flaw in the battery, and honestly, I don't like the metal on metal in this case. Lenovo made these edges really sharp. It's not the first time they've done this, but it does feel like it's the worst it's been. But they did round the corners this time, which is pretty helpful. So anyway, as far as styling goes, I love the way this looks, but again, it's not perfect. So the hinge here, right, the opening says Yoga 9 series, and it's not going to pick up on the camera. And then once you get into it, you have the speaker constantly facing you, even when you rotate it. Now, the one issue, though, with this hinge is that it's really tight, which I imagine is necessary to keep this giant chunk all kind of housed together. But anyhow, because of that, it's a little harder to manipulate, but if you don't mind that, and you want to manipulate it, you can do quite a bit of things here. You can go all the way flat. You can put it into a more of a display mode if you want to, I don't know, kind of huddle up with somebody and show them something. And then otherwise, you're going into a pure tablet mode. Now, in this case, 15 inches is pretty large. And to me, it's uncomfortable. When you eject or unsheath the pen, it's a good pen. It's not the best, but it's not bad, and it works. But you know, you can kind of see relatively, this is a giant display. Now, alternatively, I like to use a dedicated tablet. This is a 10-inch Galaxy Tab S6, and to me, this is the perfect size for taking notes and annotating display. But anyhow, 15 inches, if you want it, it's there. I'm sure some people out there do. Now, okay, let's talk specs. Now, the prices range from $1,700 up to the upper 2000s. It just kind of varies. Lenovo has a ton of sales. And the sales are great because you can get a lot of power, but this is still running on the 9th gen Core i7 hex-core processors. We should be getting 10th gens here pretty soon. And I don't know the difference is going to be because all we have are leaks in terms of benchmarks and performance, but you know, everyone is kind of saying that it's going to be a pretty big leap over the 9th gen, but we'll wait and see. Also, this does have a GTX 1650 in it. It is a Max-Q, so not the greatest GPU in the world. You can kind of run games, but you're not going to be super happy. Now, the keyboard, the trackpad are both fantastic. If you're coming from a ThinkPad, so if you're a big Lenovo fan, you usually use a ThinkPad or use a ThinkPad for work, and maybe you're not a fan. This keyboard is not as good, but it's still better than most laptop keyboards. Whether it's an Ultrabook or a 15-inch, Lenovo makes the best keyboards, period. And this one is no exception, it's very good. Has a fingerprint reader, so you can log into Windows Hello. It does have a full-sized number pad. And I'm not a big fan of when the number pad sort of seamlessly integrates with a keyboard. It's hard to do on a laptop, but my point is it's sometimes difficult to know where you are. There is a little nub on the 5, so that helps, but it's not perfect. Anyway, it's a good machine. It runs well, but the number one problem is the battery. I got maybe 3 hours of battery life. Now, I'm not a stress tester benchmark guy. If you want those kind of numbers, there are different channels out there that will do that for you. I'm more of a lifestyle reviewer, and for me, the lack of having the battery below 5 hours it's kind of a shame. So here's what I mean. You could buy a Razer Blade 15 with a better GPU, a 1660 Ti, for $1,800. So around the same price as this, and in fact less if you spec it the same way. Yeah, Razer is less expensive than Lenovo in this case. You get a better GPU, you still get 5 hours of battery life on average, and you get a matte display instead of a touchscreen rotating display. So if you have to have a touchscreen, you know, for taking notes and work and all that kind of thing, I do think 15 inches is too big, but that's the big value here over, say, a Razer Blade or MSI or any type of real gaming laptop where you get better GPU performance. You're sacrificing GPU performance and battery life for the touchscreen. So it is a good machine. It's not my favorite in the world, but it's not bad. All right, ports, and then we'll let you guys go. So in terms of ports, on the right side, you get the housing for the pen. You get a USB-A port and a power button, and on the other side, sort of most of the ports live, you get Lenovo's proprietary power port, which has been around for a while with Yogas. You get 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, USB-Cs, and headphone jack. So overall, good laptop. This particular model is the i7. I enjoyed it, but yeah, not something that I would buy. Hard to recommend because of some of the issues, but it just depends on the use case. I'm sure there are tons of people working construction and engineering that need larger displays that in a pinch would like to have touchscreen capabilities, in which case this makes a ton of sense. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Like it, sub, and we'll be back with another video soon. Thanks.